When Britain's top tennis player admits he's been hiding a potentially career-threatening injury for months while still planning to compete at the highest level, you know there's more to this story than meets the eye. Jack Draper, currently ranked as Britain's #1 tennis player, has finally opened up about the extent of a nagging arm problem that has been silently sabotaging his performance for several months. The 23-year-old left-handed player from England is gearing up for his first-round clash at the 2025 U.S. Open, facing off against Argentina's Federico Agustin Gomez on Monday. But here's where it gets controversial. He's doing so while still battling the lingering effects of what he describes as an excruciatingly painful injury. The injury in question involves a bruised humerus, which for those unfamiliar with anatomy is the long bone that connects your shoulder to your elbow, essentially the upper arm bone that's crucial for any serving motion in tennis. For a professional player whose livelihood depends on explosive serving power, this type of injury is nothing short of a nightmare scenario. But this is the part most people miss. Draper has been effectively playing through this debilitating condition while it was getting progressively worse, raising serious questions about athlete safety and the pressure to perform in professional sports. The timeline of events paints a concerning picture. What started as minor discomfort during the spring clay court season gradually escalated into a more serious problem throughout the grass court season, reaching its peak during Wimbledon, where Draper suffered a shocking second-round elimination. The British star revealed that during his grass court campaign, particularly at the prestigious All England club, his arm felt like it was shutting down. During crucial moments, imagine trying to hit powerful forehands and serves while feeling like your arm is giving out on you. Draper's honesty about the situation is both refreshing and alarming. He admitted that the pain became so severe on grass courts that he wasn't entirely sure what he was dealing with medically. It wasn't until after Wimbledon that he sought proper medical evaluation, discovering that continuing to play with this specific type of injury could potentially lead to very serious, long-term consequences. Here's where the story takes an interesting twist, and this might surprise you. Despite the severity of the diagnosis, Draper made the strategic decision to completely skip two major ATP tournaments, the Canadian Open and the Cincinnati Open. These aren't just any tournaments. They're considered essential preparation events leading up to the U.S. Open, where he remarkably reached the semi-finals just last year. The controversial question many are asking, is it wise for an athlete to return to competition when they're still experiencing discomfort from an injury that medical professionals warned could become very, very serious if aggravated? Draper attempted to ease concerns by explaining that while the bone injury requires extended healing time, he's been managing it carefully for months. He emphasized that unlike some injuries that completely sideline athletes, this particular condition allowed him to maintain other aspects of his physical training, meaning he didn't have to stop all tennis-related activities entirely. In what could be seen as either clever preparation or a risky gamble, Draper used the mixed doubles competition at Flushing Meadows as his return to competitive play, partnering with American star Jessica Pegula in the newly formatted mixed doubles event. The pair impressively advanced to the semifinals. However, keen observers noted that Draper appeared to be holding back on his serve throughout these matches, a detail that raises more questions than it answers. Draper himself acknowledged that taking nearly 6 weeks away from competitive singles play is considered a significant gap in the tennis world, where rhythm and match sharpness are absolutely critical. He credited the mixed doubles experience as perfect preparation, arguing that it provided much-needed match experience that training sessions simply cannot replicate. And this is where the debate really heats up. Is Draper being admirably transparent about managing his injury responsibly? Or is he potentially setting a dangerous precedent by competing while not at full physical capacity? The stakes couldn't be higher for the young Brit. Last year's semifinal run at the U.S. Open marked a career-defining moment. establishing him as a genuine threat on the sport's biggest stages. Now, with the weight of expectation and the reality of physical limitations, Draper faces perhaps his most challenging test yet. What do you think? Should professional athletes be more cautious about competing with ongoing injuries even if they feel ready to go? Is Draper being brave and determined, or potentially reckless with his long-term career prospects? The tennis world will be watching closely as this story unfolds, and your perspective on athlete safety versus competitive drive could spark some heated discussion in the comments below.